When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hey guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fan-fiction story. Let's get right into this. As we start our story off where we left off last time, Lou is in her family fighting stance. So Izuku went in his own fighting stance. As both opponents stare at each other without breaking eye contact. As they both disappear, then reappear, as their fists collide, making shock waves from their strike. Lou immediately went into her hybrid dragon form. That's what makes Lou more stronger and dangerous compared to her little brother, Shin. Unfortunately, Shin never inherited a dragon form state like his elder sister. He had to keep up with his sister in other ways. Lou and Izuku started to create fireballs at the same time in the palm of their hand as they both launched the fireballs at each other. While with them both creating fireballs and colliding with each other, basically in the palm of their hand, as they try to launch each other with the fireball in the palm of their hand, basically. As there was a loud explosion as both fireballs collided with each other. As Lou and Izuku jump out of the smoke, as they both jump back into the smoke. The smoke cleared in an instant from a shockwave of wind, as everyone in the stadium, or the audience, could see Lou and Izuku throwing punches and kicks at each other, as they try to hit a solid hit with each other, but in turn they keep blocking each other's strikes, as they would go back and forth with incredible speed. Izuku knew he had to do something to win this stalemate when he saw Lou swung her fist at him. Instead of matching her fist with his fist, he grabbed onto her wrist and pulled her close as he rammed his knee into her stomach. While still holding onto her wrist, he threw her across the arena, skidding across the arena ground. The arena, it's basically made of cement, basically. Skid across the cement arena floor. Izuku disappeared and reappeared right in front of Lou as he rammed his foot into her stomach. From that simple impact alone, that would have been enough to knock her out of the ring if it wasn't for her digging her dragon claws into the cement, into the ring, stopping her from being knocked out. Lou was expecting Izuku to press the attack, but after that gut kick he gave her, for some reason he didn't proceed with the rest of the assault, giving her a chance to catch her breath. I gotta admit, I wasn't expecting that last move you did. Now it's my turn. As she created and shot 2 powerful fireballs from her hands, as she tossed them towards Izuku's direction, then she started to run as she popped her wings out. As she took flight after jumping off the arena ground a little bit, as with her wings out, her speed is increased as she's flying directly towards Izuku, barely inches from the ground. About time Izuku dealt with the fireballs, she was already too close for him to do anything. As she made her wings disappear and land a vicious gut punch, followed up with a spin rotation combination, starting with her feet, then ending with a powerful palm strike into his chest, as Izuku goes skidding across the arena grounds while he dug his right arm into the cement from stopping his momentum so he doesn't get knocked out of the ring. You actually land a hit on me. From that fact alone, it proves that you're far more superior to your little brother. And that trick you used with your wings, that was quite creative and clever. Coming from you, that's quite a compliment. Is this some sort of trick for you to, for me, trick me for, sorry. Is this some sort of trick for you, for me to lower my guard? I would never resort to such trickery. That sort of behavior is beneath me. My pride would not allow it. I'm only stating the facts in your capabilities, Lou. Shall we continue our fight? You bet your ass. As she gets into her fighting stance, as they rush each other again, engaging into a hand-to-hand combat, Lou jump up in the air and kick Izuku in the chest. As she suspected, he blocked her kick with his forearms in a X formation, or posture basically. As she immediately kicked Izuku in the face when her first kick was blocked. With the force of her kick that she did land, making Izuku skid backwards a little distance. When she finally got a little more distance away from him, she created two fireballs in her hands as she pressed them together to make a bigger fireball as she launches it at Izuku, unleashing her ultimate move. As the humongous fireball heading towards his direction, Izuku knew he couldn't dodge that one, so he activated his dragon armor. As red dragon scales appeared all over his body, from head to toe. When the fireball got close enough, he caught it with both of his hands. As he slowly, forcibly begins to force the fireball into a smaller size, just by using his strength alone. After struggling a little bit, after a while, he figured he doesn't have enough strength to complete what he's trying to do. As his scales begin to glow a little red, as he activates his magic to increase his physical strength. As Lou watches Izuku crush the ball into a size of a marble, as he squeezes it in the palm of his right hand, as there's a bright flash of light, when everyone finally be able to see again, you see Izuku staring at his right palm, as there's smoke emanating from his hand, from the palm of his hand, from crushing the fireball in his fist. Oh crap. Oh crap indeed. That was awesome. You even did that to my special move. Is it now? Izuku has a grin on his face. And that surprised Lou. She's never seen the guy laugh even once. Or outright show a positive emotion in his face. She's not even seen the guy smile. You would be lucky enough to see any type of expression on his face when he's talking to Mina. Lou was broke out of her train of thought She saw Izuku wave his hand in a slash motion as several fireballs appear all around him. You show me your moves, so it's only fair I show you mine. As all of the fireballs condense to a smaller shape, as the size of a marble, as they all float over into Izuku's right hand, as he begins to flick the small glowing fireball marbles with incredible speed, as Lou got hit in the shoulder, then got hit in the left shoulder, then one of them hit her in her gut, then another one hit her in the forehead, as she goes flying backwards, barely saving herself from exiting the ring. As he throws all the remaining fireball marbles in the air, as they all revert back to their original size, as the fireballs float in front of Izuku, as he begins to punch and kick the fireballs towards Lou. As Lou dodges the fireballs by flying upwards in the sky, as her wings reappeared, and as she jumped up in the air to dodge the fireballs, she was shocked to see the fireballs fall on her in mid-air. Did I forget to mention that I have full control where they go? Have fun flying. You're a bastard, you know that. As she screams that while she's trying to dodge these fireballs in mid-air, only for the crowd to see the young man cackling. As everyone watches Izuku create more fireballs and launch the new fireballs with his fists and feet into the direction of Lou, as they rejoin the rest of the fireballs, chasing her down in the air. Well, in the opposite direction, basically. As she had to stop flying, because there's two fireballs heading on both directions, as she's hovering in the sky. Shit, I'm boxed in. As she watches all the fireballs surround her in all different directions, as they all separate into smaller fireballs. In the corner of her eye, she saw Izuku pop his wings out and took flight as he stops at the outside of the radius of the fireball surrounding her. Looks like you got yourself in a pickle. Before I finish my move, my fireballs won't kill you, but they won't tickle either. Have fun. As he snapped his fingers, as all the fireballs all at once launched towards Lou, as the audience could see her getting hit by a barrage of fireballs. When the smoke finally cleared, after all the fireballs hit their mark, everyone could see Lou falling down unconscious in an increasing rate. Before the pro heroes could try to save the girl, Izuku caught her in his arms and began to float down to the arena ground and hand Lou to the medical team so they could take her to Recovery Girl to see how injured she is. Compared to her little brother, her injuries is very light. A bruise now and then on her body, but mostly she's alright. Outside of that, she's fine. She's going to be extremely exhausted when she wakes up. Combining the drawback of Recovery Girl's quirk when she heals her. She won't have a lot of stamina when she gets up, because Recovery Girl can heal a patient if they have the appropriate amount of stamina. As Izuku walked out of the arena like he wasn't injured at all, but in truth, he was injured quite a bit. He just can't show any weakness in front of other people because of his dragon nature, his pride. Once he got out of the arena, once he entered the big hallway, he leaned against the wall, breathing heavy. before he could fall onto his face from the lack of stamina. Because of his injuries, he lost the fight as he begins to fall as someone caught him before he hit the ground. Ryuko caught her son before he could fall. Mom, I got you there, hatchling. You did good out there, son. Just rest. As Izuku is leaning against his mother's shoulder, as Izuku fell unconscious in his mother's arms, as she picks him up and begins to walk towards Recovery Girl. The next time Izuku woke up, he found himself in an infirmary, in the same room where Mina was being kept when she was injured earlier. He noticed 3 people are in the room, with both of his mothers and Mina. Before he could say anything, Mina bombarded him with questions, making sure he was alright. Are you sure you're alright, Izuku? I'm fine. I'm just a bit exhausted. Using my special technique into 3 different attacks took a lot out of me. They're not meant to be used in combination attacks like that in such close succession. I was surprised that even worked. I'm just glad you're fine. But that combination attack was pretty cool. I agree with Miss Ashido. That combination attack was most impressive to use your special move and to change it into 3 different attacks. I see you've been taking your training very seriously at UA. Of course, when do I not, Mother? I know, son, I know how serious you are. I'm just teasing you. But as your student teacher for this event of Class 1A, because I'm currently in charge of the class, while Razorhead is doing commentary, what you did was very dangerous and reckless. You should never use your techniques that you came up with if they haven't properly practiced beforehand. That said, as your mother, I'm extremely proud of you, son. I'm glad you weren't seriously injured, even though you should tone down your aggressiveness when you're in a fight. Anyways, I'll leave you 2 alone. They'll be doing the award ceremony in a few hours. It should give you 2 enough time to catch up. Come on, dear. As she grabs onto her wife's hand as they left the room, leaving the 2 alone. The second they left the room, Mina jumped up on Izuku and snuggled him, as they both fell backwards on the bed as Mina wraps Izuku's arms around her waist. We jump ahead of time, where the ceremony is taking place, as you see Izuku in the middle between Lu and Shin. Shin is almost wrapped in medical wrap, but Lu seems to be completely uninjured. She's in complete health, apparently, the way she looks. She's a bit sore and tired, but she's pretty good. After All Might gave up their awards and praised all their hard-fought battle, starting with Shin, then going to Lu, then finally approaching Izuku. Young Tsuma, you have shown me your bravery and your capability of thinking on your feet in the midst of battle. You're exactly like your mother. You have a great future upon you, young man. Izuku nodded and gave a fake smile for the audience, or for the crowd, and shook All Might's hand. As while he gave him the first place medal at the sports festival. Izuku's making his way out of the sports festival. Before he could leave, he heard someone shouting his name. As he turned around to see Lu, breathing heavy. It took a lot. It took a lot out of her just to run up to him. Man, you're fast. As she huffs and puffs from the lack of air in her lungs. She might not look it, but she's still not at 100%. She's extremely low on energy. Do you need something, Lou? I just want to talk to you, that's all. I have a lot of things to get off my chest. For starters, your finishing move, that was awesome. I'm a bit upset that I lost, but I haven't had a fight on that level before. My heart was pumping the whole time. And nor do I plan for that to be our last encounter. We will clash again. You could count on that. And I'm going to beat you one day. Then when I do, as she grabbed on the collar shirt, getting his face closest to her, pulling him close to her, when I finally beat you, Izuku, and I'm going to beat you, then I'm going to take you as my husband. And I'm fully aware of your relationship with Mina, but who knows what will happen in the future. As she lets him go and walks away with a satisfied expression on her face. Good luck, you're going to need it. If Mina finds out, she's going to kill her. I might just do that. I saw your whole encounter with Lou. She has some guts, I'll give her that. She'll be fighting a losing battle because you are mine and I am yours. As she linked her arms with Izuku's. I know that, Mina. I was just taken off guard by her announcement. I thought she didn't like me. Apparently I was wrong. It's hard to judge over emotional people. Anyone's going to be your first wife. It's going to be me. And maybe if you're lucky enough, I might allow you to have a mistress or two. As she gave him a seductive wink. Izuku is fully aware that Mina is not the type to share. Only conclusion he could think of is Mina is teasing him. But it still had the facial effect that Mina was looking for. After Mina was satisfied with her teasing, after she got the effect that she was looking for, they begin to walk towards the dorm, actually dragging him back to their dorm room. Several hours later, Mina and Izuku are in bed, completely naked in each other's arms, underneath the blankets. Fun as this is, I really do want to go another round. I really do, but we have to go to class tomorrow in the morning to see what sort of industry that we got under their internship program. You're probably right. As he lifted her chin up with his fingers, as he gave her a passionate kiss on the lips. Good night, Mina. Night, Izuku. As she snuggled onto his chest, as they both fell asleep in each other's arms. The next day, you see Mina, Izuku in classroom of Class 1A, waiting for Ozawa and Inko to start going through the results of how many agencies sent an internship. Once they both walk in, I'll let you take charge in this. I'm going to take a nap. The whole class, except for Izuku and Mina, turned towards Kinide. Sorry about that, guys. My dad's a bit lazy. Considering Eraserhead is going to be taking a nap, I'm going to have to be I'll be chewing him out later on that. But let us continue. I want everyone to remain seated. I'll be passing out your internship offers. If they took a liking to you in the sports festival. That being said, because I am a temporary out of retirement, for those who didn't get it accepted under an internship with a hero agency. Or if you don't like your internship, you can come with me on patrol. As Fire Maiden, give out all the internships to each student. Surprisingly, Mina, Shin, and Liu got the most. Izuku only got one. Or two, basically. He got two. One from his mother, and one from a pro hero called Mirako. He would have got a lot more if they didn't know that Mirako had dibs on him. Because of being intimidated by Mirako, they didn't want to chance it, so they didn't want to piss her off. The last thing they want to do is riled up or fired up that woman. After thinking on which one he's going to pick, he ultimately picked Miriko's agency. He's been training with his mother since birth. He could possibly learn a few new things from his mother, but he could learn far more things from the bunny hero, Mirako. Tell Mom I'm sorry, but I know I could probably still learn a few things from Mother, but I could learn quite a bit from Mirako, if I remember right. She's an expert when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. At least that's what I've been hearing. It's quite alright, dear. Your mother will understand. Mina will probably pick her, though. She seems to be set on it. Dead set on it. I have no doubt. Mina's always got along with your mother. I'm a bit sad that you're not coming with me, but I do understand. I know you want to venture out to learn something new from the other heroes, but this will give me a chance to get to know your mother a little more. I also want to get to know you a lot better too, Miss Inko. After all, I plan to marry your son. Don't worry, Mina. We'll have plenty of time to get to know each other, or get to acquaint it a little. Sorry. Start this again. Don't worry, Mina. We have plenty of time to get better acquainted with each other. Why don't you go back to your dorms and relax until you have to go to the bus stations for your internships in the next couple days. Just relax till then and do light training, nothing too serious. Izuki and Mina were the first ones out of the classroom, heading back to the dorm to hang out with each other. They decided to watch a movie in the common room. As they're snuggling up each other on the sofa, watching a movie on the big screen TV, eating popcorn. As Mina is using Izuku as her own popcorn maker, because how he could generate heat from his body and increase it or decrease it at will. It made him the perfect popcorn maker. As you see his finger in the bowl of popcorn seeds as they begin to pop. Once give me a second, guys. Once he start giving out heat into the bowl, as everyone walked in and seen the scene between the two couples, as they all decided to give them the common room as they quietly head back to their dorm rooms. As we cut a few days as Izuku's approaching the station to head to Miriko's agency. It only took him approximately 20 minutes to get to the agency. Inko is currently on patrol with Shoka, Bakugo, and the daughter of Razorhead, Kinide, with Shinzo, while Mina and Jiro went with Ryuku. The rest of the class take their canon agencies. Izuku finally entered the agency after telling the secretary who he was. She led him to the top floor of the agency. As he entered it is a large room where there is no visible light. Mirako came rushing towards him with her trademark smile on her face. Then she swung her right fist, thinking she was going to hit the kid in the cheek, only to see the dragon boy lean backwards a little bit, then ram his knee into her stomach, making Miracle jump backwards a little bit. Miracle started to cackle and rub her stomach. Well, damn, kid. You're finding new ways to impress me. Welcome to my agency. I was just testing you. And of course you pass. I wouldn't think the son of Ryuku would fail my test. You're as fierce as your mother. I normally don't take on newbies into my agency. I despise weaklings. But you stuck out to me, kid. We'll be going over your training, specifically your hand-to-hand combat. Meanwhile, when we're working on that, when we're not working on your fighting style and technique, we'll be going on patrol with me, so I could show you the ropes. We're burning sunlight, so we're going to start with a light spar, so I can gauge what you need to improve. I'm not going to hold back, so I won't be babying you. I'm tough. I can handle it. The spirit. As Reiko rushed towards Izuku, then she swung her foot towards his chest, only to see Izuku cross his forearms in a X formation, blocking her kick in full force as he goes flying backwards into the wall. It's a good thing you blocked that, cause that would have hurt. Kidding. I barely feel my hands. I barely feel my feelings in my arms. And my hands are tingly from the force of your strength. I need to take this seriously or I'm going to end up in the hospital. As he activated his dragon armor, as red dragon scales appeared all over his body. You're using your dragon armor. I want you to use that dragon armor throughout spar the entire time. Do not deactivate it. We need to figure out if that technique of yours has a weakness. Then we can improve upon it. I'm more of a hands-on instructor. You're the first person I've ever took under my wing, under the internships from the first years. As Mariko continued her assault on her intern, as they did this for the next 3 hours of Izuku getting his ass handed to him, he knew she was strong, but he didn't know she was this strong. Especially her kicks. Even a week of doing this, he's only been able to land a few hits during their spars. As he found himself being dragged around to the guest room in the agency, as Miracle placed him in bed. You've improved, kid. Not a lot of people could keep up with me like this. Don't worry. Once you're done with your internship with me, you're going to be quite the dangerous upcoming hero. With your current abilities, with your fire, you're doing pretty well on that front. So we don't need to work on that. We just need to work on your physical strength and hand-to-hand combat techniques. You have a solid foundation, so we don't have to work on that. We're going on patrol tomorrow night. We'll work on implementing more combination strikes in your fighting style later on. Good night, Izuku. As Izuku was already passed out a few minutes ago when she was talking to him, as she shut the lights off and closed the door gently and went back to her office to do a couple more things, then head off to bed herself. Luckily for her, she had a room organized into her room just in case when she couldn't leave the office. Meanwhile, Shigaraki is having a meeting with the hero killer Stain. As Stain stared down a very different Shigaraki, she had a lot more focus and driven. What do you say, hero killer? You would make a very good ally for the League. No doubt that I would, girl. What is your conviction? What drives you? Depending on your answer, if I'm going to join your little league or not, or outright kill you. The old Shigaraki would have tried to decay him from the lack of respect. But she's different now after watching Izuku fight. Izuku lit a fire in her, and she started to think things differently. How she would act in the past. She compared herself to Izuku, seeing how calm and collective he always is. So she decided to do things differently from now on, making her more dangerous. And she has Izuku to thank for it. She was expired by his performance. I know I butchered that, but yeah, I can't say that for some reason, but let's continue forward. I want to bring down the hero organization and show the world what the heroes are really made of, and show the fake heroes that they're not all that cracked up to be. Of course, I don't want to outright kill all of them. I want to have some remaining when the League rebuilds the world. Only true heroes will remain. Isn't that your whole stick and all, Stain? I see you do have conviction. I see our goals do align. And I like your conviction. We'll just give it a test run. That's all I could promise you. That's acceptable. We have an agreement. Yes, we do. Good. There will be a hero in training that will be in Hosu City. It's night time, but according to my spies, he'll be doing patrols tomorrow night. And here's, his name is Izuku Tsushima. As she slides a photo across the table, that's what he looks like. Feel free to test him, if he's a true hero or not, but don't kill him. He's important for my plans. I just want you to test him. Is that alright with you? Interesting. He does look familiar. Oh, now I remember. I believe he's the son of pro hero Ryuku. Very well. I will test this Izuku if he's worthy of the title of hero. If I find him unworthy, I won't kill him. But I'll leave him severely injured and make him into a warning for those fake heroes out there. That's fine as long as you don't kill him or cripple him. Of course. Very well, I will continue my crusade until then. If he shows up in Hosu City, I'll test him and I'll keep in touch. As Shigaraki watches the hero killer leave the bar, keep a watch on him. If he tries to kill Izuku, kill him. Is that understood, Toga and Dabi? Aye, boss lady. If Staney decides to be a bad boy, I'll stab him. I've always wondered what his blood tastes like. What about you, Dabi? No problem with it. If he gets in the way of things, we're going to have to remove him. I might be a fan of his work, but I cannot allow that to interfere or intervene in the endgame. So if he tries to kill him, I'll personally kill him. Glad to hear that. I would have to hate to decay the both of you. After all, it's hard to find good allies nowadays. Now that you have your mission, it's time for you to begin. As she watches Toga and Dobby leave the bar to go to the safe house in Hosu City, right across from Mirko's agency, to keep watch on the Dragon Boy. We cut to the night of the patrol. Mirko and Izuku were patrolling the street at night as they see a bunch of different type of Nomus attacking the city. Finally something interesting's happening. Izuku, aim for their heads. That's their weak points, is their brains. Don't hold back. They're not considered human. They were once human, but not anymore. Kill on sight. Got it. Izuku noticed a Nomu approaching Mirko from behind. As Izuku ran towards her, as he placed his hand on her shoulder, as he bolted over Mirko, and landed a vicious kick across the Nomu, as the Nomu goes flying into some parked cars on the street. Thanks for the save, newbie. Let's finish these two up before the ones you kick finally recovers. As Mirko and Izuku tag team the two Nomus that are currently in front of him, instead of taking the Nomus on one-on-one, they both charge to the left Nomu when Izuku jumped onto Mirko and jumped off Mirko's shoulder, bolted over the Nomu as they both as front and back. Mirko's in the front, Izuku's in the back. At the same time, Izuku turned around as they both land a kick, aiming for the skull of the Nomu. As both kicks collide, crushing the skull of the Nomu, killing it instantly. Mirko bolted over to Izuku's shoulder, like he did a few minutes ago. She postured her body in such a way so she could able to throw out a kick while bolting over Izuku's shoulder, landing a massive blow into the Nomu. She never really been one for teamwork. They normally get in her way, but for the first time, someone was able to keep track of her, keep up with her, and not get in her way. So she could finally let loose without worrying about injuring a fellow hero. While the Nomu was flying backwards, Izuku bolted into a sprint and appeared right in front of the Nomu, and while in midair, he rammed his dragon claws into the brain of the creature and ripped it out of his head, smashing the brain. Without looking, the first Nomu he struck, he extended his hand out and threw out a fireball, vaporizing the Nomu from on the very spot. Nice one. It looks like we killed everything here in the area. I normally wouldn't do this for a first year, for an intern, but considering how skilled I know you are, we're going to separate. I want you to take down as much of these creatures as possible. Just don't get yourself killed. And keep me in direct contact all the time. As she tossed him an earpiece. Sure thing, Mirko. As he placed the earpiece in his ear. Because your mother would kill me if anything happens to you. Report back to me in every 20 minutes. Will do. As Izuku spread his wings until he took flight, until he come upon a scene in the alleyway where the hero killer is fighting Ida. Ida yelled, "Your terror is going to end here, hero killer Stain. I will avenge my brother." So you're nothing but a fake hero, child. I think you should be in school. If you're still willing to sacrifice your life for a pathetic reason for revenge, maybe in death, you truly will understand what it means to be a hero. And I could tell you know nothing about the true meaning of being a hero. Allow me to teach you, fake. Stain dodge Ida's kick and slash him with his sword in the side of the ribs as he licks the blood from his blade, paralyzing Ida. As you have Izuku watching the fight, so that's what his ability is. He's able to paralyze someone with the lick of their blood. It must be temporary, though. There might be a different length when it comes to the blood types, but that's only a theory. I guess I should stop this before the idiot dies. Izuku noticed Manuel on the ground, paralyzed and forgotten about. Izuku sighed and jumped down, blocking the sword with his scales that are on his forearm. As the metal collides with his scales, as sparks starts to fly, as the sword attempts to cut through the scales, but could not. As he immediately grabbed Ida and Manuel and burst a huge amount of flames out of his mouth as he aimed it towards Stain. As he tried to get some distance, he knocked Ida out unconscious when he started ranting about this is his fight. He needs to avenge his brother. He doesn't want to hear it, so he knocked him out and told Manuel told Manuel to stay put. He was trying to stop the kid, but he's no longer listening to him. He has no authority over him. He's the one who lost the fight with Stain. So he has no respect towards that hero whatsoever. He's a weakling. Stain watches the whole event happen. He didn't want to intervene. He wanted to see what he'll do. With those twos out of the way, hero killer, now I can give you my full attention. Impressive. You value saving your comrades than taking down the villain, or taking down the threat. Maybe you're a true hero, but there's only one way to find out. Stain throws several of his daggers at Izuku, only to see his blades be reflected by the young man's forearms. Nice try, but you won't be able to get my blood, so you can't paralyze me. Stain was caught by surprise, a little bit, by his remark. So you know about my quirk, do you? I get the basis of your abilities by just watching you fight that idiot Ida over there. Impressive, you're able to pinpoint what my quirk does. Just by watching the fight. Now I know why she wants to keep you alive. I want to know, what is your conviction, Izuku? What drives you to walk the path of a hero? I have several reasons. Generally, I want to help people. I want to make my mother proud. I have a lot to prove. As the dragoon hero Ryoko's son. Even an idiot can tell that the first instinct of a hero should be saving the civilians before facing down the villain. Spoken. That's all I wanted to hear. As he draws out both of his katanas from his back, as he charged forward towards Izuku, Izuku immediately activated his dragon armor, covering his entire body with dragon scales, until a ice wall was created between the two of them. There you are. You're a tough guy to pin down. What are you doing here, Shoka? The Fire Maiden was worried, so she sent me ahead. She handed me the device that she used to track you. That's in your phone. I could tell the Fire Maiden's one of those overprotective mothers. And I figured you probably need some assistance anyways. I won't deny I might need some assistance. But be careful. Don't allow him to cut your blood with his swords or knives. He's able to paralyze you if he ingests your blood. Got it. As that's where we're going to stop it. Hope you guys have a good night and day. Jojo my time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.